Listen, that thumbnail's not clickbait, guys. CBD Picanha. It's gonna be crazy. Let's see how it comes out. Stay tuned. So, CBD rubbed picanha. Let's talk about that for a second and kind of what it is, what we're going to be trying to make today, and why are we doing this at all. But before we do that, let's have a quick conversation. Okay, so let's have a one-on-one conversation here about this before we get into it. So it's a little bit controversial, a little bit different. So first, what is CBD? So CBD is a byproduct of the sativa plant. Completely legal. You can buy it online. You don't need to, go to a dispensary to purchase it. And there are people on the internet who have been using it in foods, in coffees and other things, and people swear by it. And there are people who, believe that it cures or helps alleviate depression, anxiety, arthritis, even cancer. So there's a lot of conversation about it, and there'll be a lot more in the future, but I thought this was a perfect opportunity to at least give it a shot, see what it tastes like, and see if there's any difference as far as the outcome. I don't think there's going to be, but it's worth trying and seeing, and I do like our coffee rubs. This gives them the opportunity to use that and on a great piece of meat like a piece of picanha. So just wanted to have this little intimate chat about CBD, and we'll see how this comes out. I'm excited. Hope you are as well. Okay, so with all that, let's start with the star of our show here, the queen, picanha. So this is obviously something that, is, again, very popular on the internet right now as well. Everyone's talking about picanha. People love this. I think a lot of it was started by, obviously, with Guga at Sous Vide Everything and Guga Foods. I mean, he swears by this cut. And again, the difference between this and someone being from California that's used to a tri-tip, these are two completely different things. This is an American Wagyu picanha as well, so a little bit different, a little more marbling, a marbling score of 5 on this. So it's not a highly marbled Wagyu piece of meat, but it already has a lot of marbling in it just naturally, so it's already a great cut. So we're going to start by doing a few things here. First, we're going to start on the bottom here. This doesn't have a lot of fat on the bottom already. Some of these I've seen, have like an inch of fat on the bottom. I don't want to deal with that. That's never going to render down. So what we're going to do is we're going to trim a little bit off the bottom here, get a kind of nice even layer, maybe about a 1/4 inch thick, similar to what we do on a brisket. And then we're going to go ahead and take some of the silver skin off and put our rub on. So again, I can feel around here, the sides don't feel too bad, but the top right here definitely has, I can feel a lot of fat. So I'm going to just use a fillet knife here. And again, I don't want to go too deep here. I don't want to cut into the meat, but I do want to get some of this fat. I know, this hard fat that I know is not going to render down. Again, if you kind of feel around, you can really feel where the fat is really hard and feels like it will just simply will not render down in your cooker. I don't want this to be too jagged, because again, when we put this on the Weber smoke fire, cooking this at about 250 degrees for a few hours, probably 3 hours, I don't want it to get pockets on it. I want it to be smooth and flat. So on the top here, it really doesn't look that bad. There's a little bit of silver skin, but I'll tell you what, this is actually a pretty clean looking picanha. Anything you might think on the ends here that might burn up in your cooker, cut it off. Here's what we're left with. Okay, and I should say this picanha is about 3.5 pounds, so it's nice sized. This will obviously yield quite a bit of meat. So we're not going to cut this into steaks. We're going to leave it whole, cook it whole, and then we'll slice it when we're done. We're going to be making a salad with this as well, a romaine salad. I think you're going to love. Really cool and unique. So let's get to the rub. So now we're going to make our rub, and what I'm going to basically do in a bowl here, what I've done is I've combined equal parts of onion powder, garlic powder, smoked paprika, salt and pepper, a little bit of cumin, and a little bit of brown sugar. Again, all the exact measurements are in the description down below. So we have this, so this is our base rub, right, for the coffee rub that we make here internally. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have the kind of the co-star of the show, which is the CBD Infused coffee. So these are these little cups that you put like in a Keurig, basically. So we're going to go ahead and put, it's about 2 tablespoons. We're going to put the whole thing in there. So we're going to mix that up. This is a dark roast coffee. It actually smells really, really good. So Okay, now that we have that all done, let's go ahead and get some on our picanha. So we'll start with the bottom here. I always start with the bottom first, and then I put the rub on the top. So I will put a little bit of EVOO on there to start. And then we'll just sprinkle our rub on there. Nice and even. It's a big piece of meat, so don't feel like you have to, you know, go light on the rub here. I want to get a nice coat on there. Again, sorry for the wind today, guys, too, because it is a little windy here. Okay. Flip that over. Let's get some on the top there. The Weber's letting us know it's raring to go. Okay, we got a little bit of rub left. I'm not going to let that go to waste. But I am going to keep just a little bit of it because I am going to make a spray. We're going to go ahead and just mist this about every hour. I'll put some of that in there. So now I'm going to let this sit for about 30 minutes or so. Let those seasonings start to absorb into the meat, and then we'll get on the Weber again. 250 for about 3 hours, I would say. But we're going to be checking this obviously on a regular basis. We are using hickory and pecan as a mixture today on the wood. Or the pellet. Okay, now that that's all rubbed, let's get that on the Weber smoke fire. Again, 250 degrees for about 2.5 to 3 hours is going to be good. We're going to be checking this thing on, you know, periodically, obviously, and doing, misting it as well. And we should have a great looking picanha when we're done. So here we go. Okay, so let's get this on the smoke fire. Okay, and there we go. 3 hours later, we will see how it looks. Okay, so picanha's done. Let's get it off the cooker. Wow. How good does that look? Coming back over here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to spray this a little bit more of the spray that I made. And again, this spray is just Worcester sauce and water. Just to get a little more moisture on it here before we cover it on up. And just sprinkle a little more rub here before we let this thing take a little bit of a nap. All right, just gonna put a foil top over this. Okay, so we're gonna let this sit for about 30 minutes and rest. In the meantime, let's make our grilled salad. Okay, picanha is just about done resting. Let's go ahead and make this salad. We're gonna start romaine lettuce. Okay, what we're going to do real simple here is we're just going to cut this romaine lettuce in half. Okay, don't cut the end off. We want to leave that on and just cut the entire thing just like that. Okay, perfect. All right, now take a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. We're going to sprinkle it across there. Use a brush here, just kind of brush it on to get a nice little layer of it. Kosher salt, some pepper, a little more pepper. Beautiful. Okay, so now the lettuce is on there. 1 minute, we'll take it off and plate everything up. Picanha's been resting for about 40 minutes now. Perfect. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Get this piece here as well. Okay, let's get our picanha cut. Let's see what it looks like. Wow, how good does that look? Okay, so grain of this picanha is running this way, right? And so we're going to go ahead and cut it across here. And let's slice her up and see what we have here. Wow, how good does that look? Great smoke ring on it, tons of juice, jeez. All right, we'll get to the last piece here. Okay, wow, look how good that picanha looks. So now, a couple things. We'll use the rest of our rub that we used, and we'll just put a little bit here on the slices, since we have a little bit left over. May as well not let that go to waste. I'll put a little more pepper, a little more salt, and then some Caesar dressing. This is such an easy salad to make and so quick. And then some Parmesan cheese. And how about some croutons? Wow. Guys, how good does that look? Well, how about we give it a taste and see how this came out, because this looks really good. I'll take this piece of picanha here, I think. Wow, look at that. Wow, you can see that, but that is just, I mean, so juicy. Oh, wow. So tender. So flavorful, my God. Wow, that is excellent. That coffee rub, you can really taste the coffee. And you know, I think with the salt, the pepper, the garlic powder, everything else we put in there, all those flavors come into play, but you can really get that sense of coffee in there, that kind of sweetness. Plus this coffee had a little bit of chocolate in it as well. All those flavors kind of mesh. And, whoa, wait a minute. Wow. I'm thinking I'm feeling the CBD. Holy, wait. No, I don't feel anything. Guys, it's an excellent picanha. It tastes phenomenal. It's extraordinary. As far as the CBD, I think jury's going to be out on that one, especially for something you're going to eat immediately like this and then expect it to something positive, you know, to pop out of it. It's not going to happen. But it's a great way to, you know, to season this. And again, just another way to, you know, think about making some of your food. And again, you can't go wrong with the picanha. And guys, this salad is excellent. So, and it's so easy. You can just cut that romaine lettuce in half, 1 minute on the grill, dress it, done. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit that post notification bell so you get notified whenever we put out a new video, which is every week. And don't worry about any of the ingredients, any of the equipment we used, or any of the measurements. Everything, like always, in the description down below. I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, with IQ Barbecue, everyone can be a genius in the kitchen. I'm gonna get back to this picanha and some of this salad. Have a great day.